William Hague, your opponent in this, one of your opponents rather, in this next election, has mentioned that the country wants or wanted some transparency on your dealings with the Russian oligarch Deripaska. Do you think this has been provided?
There is no secret or mystery about anything to do with any Russian oligarch in my professional or private life.
Right. So would you maintain that your meetings with Deripaska had nothing to do with EU trade on restrictions with aluminium?
Absolutely not.
Right. So I suppose then the next
I'm
question.
not quite sure what a conversation about aluminium between us would consist of. But anyway, I mean, no is the answer.
Do you think that the fact that like you've seemingly consistently associated with maybe people who have been labeled as problematic is coincidental?
Look, I'm sorry. I want to talk to you about the university. Let's leave all this other stuff to the newspapers.
I do,
Thank
yeah,
you
but
very
I do
much.
think it is.
No,
it's
I'm
fair
telling.
enough.
I'd like to talk about my outlook on life, what I bring to the university.
Yeah,
I'm not following trails laid by my political opponents in various newspapers.
I'll pass it to Oliver. I do think, though, as a
I
final thought,
think we should concentrate, if you don't mind,
yes, we will.
on the substance of this.
Yeah.
Because, as I say, I'm not going to follow trails
That's fine.
laid by my political opponents through various tabloid newspapers.
As I was saying, I'll pass it to Oliver. I do think, though, that like the students might be interested in. That's the only reason.
I think that what students are interested in is the future of the university.
Okay.
The future of our country, our economic prospects, and how we're going to turn this country round after what has been a pretty sorry decade just gone.
As many people are concerned, or might be concerned, you will be named ambassador to the US for the UK.
Sorry, what's the question?
That's the question. It's not a question. It's a statement, and you can respond to that.
I've got nothing to say to it. I mean, I read these things in the press like everyone else. I mean, I've even heard my name, coupled to the vacancy of Archbishop of Canterbury. I mean, is there no end to?
So as far as you're concerned,
this speculation,
there's just no truth to it, as far as you're concerned.
I am not practicing Anglican.
I was referring to the ambassador position.
Oh, I see. Sorry.
There's no truth to it, as far as you're aware.
Nobody has spoken to me
and
asked me whether I am able or willing to do that.
Thank you for the clarification.
A job.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's in their mind, it ain't been communicated to me yet.
Yeah, so I suppose I'll ask you then, were you to be suggested both? Or were you to have a choice?
Archbishop or?
No, let's put the Archbishop thing to the side for the moment, if that's all right with you. I don't know.
I mean, it comes with a good gaff, I gather. I mean, I suppose, that Lambeth Palace, that's, really.
Well, look, maybe further down the line, but for the moment, if we can focus on something that seems a bit more realistic, given your conversion to Anglicanism, or you're not a practicing Anglican, right? So it seems unrealistic for the moment. Were you to be I
feel a bit embarrassed sort of having this conversation under the shadow of the great cathedral here at Christchurch. I feel like a sort of thunderbolt might suddenly come in.
Right. Well, I think that sounds like there's maybe some reflection in your personal life about religion that might be needed there. But before you can move on to that, I wanted to ask you about the two positions which, even though you've never explicitly been asked, seem to be in contention. Were you to be offered to be ambassador to the US and to be Oxford Chancellor, which would you definitively choose?
Well, one hasn't been offered and the other is subject to an election. So, I mean, it's more than a hypothetical question.
But
I mean, the
you would have a
basis
preference,
of it
right? You would have a preference.
But let's be absolutely clear about this. One is a role in Oxford and the other is a job that you're talking about.
Right.
They are not the same. This is chalk and cheese here. And if in the event of this scenario that you describe arising, what would I do? Well, I suspect I'd be spending an awful lot of time advancing Oxford's interests in America, and I would be probably spending quite a lot of time attracting American philanthropy to Oxford. But it isn't on offer. So
Right.
it isn't on the
Of course.
table.
Of course.
But I mean, I know that many people think that it would be a perfect fit, perfect match. I really don't have a view on that. All I know is that I'm standing for the role which to which I hope I will be elected in the coming week. Let's keep it in perspective. It's going to be if I'm lucky enough to be elected, it will be a busy role. It will take a lot of energy on my part. I will be totally committed to promoting the university, protecting the university, and protecting, by the way, the values of the university and the academic freedom and freedom of expression that exists in the university. So I'll be doing all those things. Um, and at the same time, if I'm asked to do something, for the government or for the country, well, of course, I mean, I would consider that.